We are learning more about Mayor Brandon Johnson's decision to appoint 6 of his allies to the Chicago Board of Education. Mila Kumpelova is the senior reporter with Chalkbeat, and she joins us live now to discuss the leadership shakeup and its impact on the upcoming school board elections. Mila, good to have you with us once again. Let me start with this. Last week, the entire board resigned, ostensibly because they did not want to fire the CEO, Pedro Martinez. But by stepping aside, they essentially made it easy for the mayor to do just that. Start with that dynamic as we move to this elected school board scenario.
Well, I think that since that resignation was announced, we and other education and other reporters in town have not been able to reach the current school board members. So we haven't heard from them publicly why exactly they chose to resign, but we do know that they were under some pressure to consider pushing out CEO Pedro Martinez and to consider taking out a short-term loan to plug the district's budget hole.
Right. As you say, it's about finance. It's about control. That's how it seems from the outside. What do we know about these new 6 board members that Johnson appointed? And keep in mind that the last board was also appointed by the mayor. How do you expect them to react in this situation and moving forward?
That's right. The outgoing board is made up all of Mayor Johnson's appointees. There's one person from Lori Lightfoot's board who continued on, but otherwise they were all folks that Mayor Johnson had chosen. The new group of board members will be taking over later this month. At a press conference yesterday, we tried to ask some questions about what exactly their plans are, specifically when it comes to CEO Martinez and to balancing the district's budget. There was some reluctance to address that head on, but they just spoke about an interest in pursuing more funding for schools and basically supporting the mayor's agenda when it comes to education.
You were there. So what did you make of the mayor's combativeness at this press conference? And what is the reaction that you've heard and how that changes the whole tenor of this?
I think combative certainly is right. Probably not surprising in that the mayor had been getting a lot of criticism and fallout in reaction to the resignations over the weekend. An overwhelming majority on the city council, including some aldermen who are his allies, signed a letter over the weekend expressing a lot of concern about these resignations and the upcoming appointments. They wanted the mayor to pause them and talk to them before taking any next steps. But the mayor was very clear that he has the power to appoint members, and he was using it.
You talked about how the city council reacted, and we haven't heard from those ousted or retired board members. But at a special meeting tomorrow, what will you be looking for? What do you think will be the result of that?
Well, I'm sure aldermen will have more questions about what exactly happened with these mass board resignations and what the plans of the new board are in those few months before a new partially elected school board is seated in January. It's not clear who is going to show up for this hearing or whether it'll really make a big difference in the big scheme of things, but it'll be certainly interesting to watch.
Yeah, with November 5th coming up fast. We'll be watching. Mila Kumpelova with Chalkbeat. Always good to have you with us. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.